Hello, in this video I am going to answer the next question. Number 1. English is easy to learn? I think English is easy because of the following. First, the conjugation do not change depending of the pronouns, but it is necessary to add the s at the end of the third person. There are no differences between masculine and feminine. There are hundreds of words that are similar to Spanish. Some words which are used every day, like internet or online, are the same in both English and Spanish. English is equally influenced by Latin. English grammar is very simple. There are no declination and the conjugation does not vary. In English, the simplest solution is usually the best. Question number 2. Money is more important than love? From my point of view of the human being, it could be said that love is much more important, but from the social point of view, money also plays a very important role. But what many do not know is that sometimes it takes love to be able to focus on money. Love gives us a very special strength to achieve our objectives, and when we are with someone we love and get along with, it is as if our creative abilities, our desires, and objectives increase exponentially. Some people choose money because they believe that they can buy love with money, and I believe that is a way of being happy, but it is an illusion because love cannot be bound with money. I believe that love is more important than money because love gives you a feeling of spiritual happiness and joy that money cannot buy, and when you are in love you can say that you are the happiest person because all you want is to be your side from your spiritual companion. Question number 3. Students should be required to study English in elementary school. Like many other disciplines, English is easier to learn when we are younger. Hence, the importance of teaching this language in primary school arises from the first school cycles. However, there are also other options for children who do not attend schools where English is a subject, or for adults who want to learn this language and deepen their knowledge of the English language. Nowadays, a large majority of the world's schools have included the subject of English from the first years of classes to facilitate students' learning and to be able to integrate it from an early age. Question number 4. Violence is sometimes necessary? Violence can no longer justify itself. Currently, violence is in every social sector. In almost all societies, the fight against violence is still considered attacks that corresponds exclusively to the police and judicial authorities and to penitentiary instructions. However, the fight against violence belongs to each one of us. Violence is so daily that many times we cannot perceive its real dimensions. We see it as something natural. We even call it love and concern. Violence leads nowhere, rather, it could make things worse. Question number 5. Personality is more important than beauty? Mm, I think that beauty and personality are very important, but when we meet a person, what impresses us from the beginning is their appearance, and later, while we talk, we know their personality. Beauty is currently considered the most important as many businesses impose beauty stereotypes to sell their brands. We live in a society where aesthetics are highly promoted. Celebrities, actors, models are almost always retouched with Photoshop in magazines in order to further refine their image. And with you realizing it in this way, they make us believe that the most important thing is to have a perfect body. Exterior beauty is becoming synonymous with success. Question number 6. People who live in apartments shouldn't own pets? I think that all people are free to choose where and with whom to live. In the case of pets, people should have a lot of responsibility for the care of pets. Joint administration receives complaints daily, the most common due to the number of animals in apartments. Sometimes that generates noise and bad smell. The second, the carelessness of the owners who let them go to relieve themselves anywhere. Many people have said that people have every right to have pets in residential places because that is part of a life decision that is related to the free development of personality. The question number 7. No job is perfect. I consider that all work is the best. For example, if I study what I like and then work in my area, logically I will like it. Work is the activity that gives the human being a salary, payment or product from which he establishes his subsistence. Herein lies the importance of working well and being effective. At the same time, it is known that work, in addition to allowing men and women to provide themselves with a host of other things, also gives them intellectual and even social health as it gives them opportunities to interact with other people, to learn more about the activity they do. Here of feeling useful, of discovering capacities and abilities that they did not know, of deciding of his life, of having a future and planning the future. Question number 8. Everyone is good at some time. Let us first remember that all people are different from everyone and always have some particularity. All people can be good at everything, but this involves perseverance and hard work. All human beings have infinite talents to perform tasks and develop ourselves. Any skill is an innate ability which we instinctively do, but sometimes we don't perform simply because we have in them. There are people who are born with an acquired capacity, and when putting it into practice or working it over time, it automatically becomes a talent. For this reason, it is important to explore our brain and try to discover our talent to put into practice. Question number 9. We are not alone in the universe. OVNIs always interested me. Of course, there was always the thrill of thinking that they might be aliens and living in other worlds than ours. But most exciting for my perspective was the possibility that interstellar travel was technologically achievable. Lately, there have been photos and videos of many people in the world that capture rare movements of objects. But these photos or objects are not enough to determine the existence or not of life in space. Another factor is that on our planet there is still no technology to explore the entire galaxy and find life. Question number 10. Life was better 20 years ago. These last 20 years have changed too much. For example, many animals have become extinct, and the advancement in technology has been impressive. Climate change was also one of the most affected, as awareness of the need to reduce the hole in the ozone layer began. Hence, 20 years later, it has recovered. But with you, though, what impresses me the most is that we currently live very comfortable with the help of technology. 20 years ago, we lived in a very old technological system that did not allow people to be comfortable. So I consider that before we lived not as well as now.